A galactic civil war spreads across the sun. From the heights of Coruscant to fiery Mustafar, to fight the evil empire, for people join the fray. These are the heroes of the Hydian Way.
Welcome to Heroes of the Hydian Way. This is a Star Wars actual play podcast, and we're playing in Edge Studios' Age of Rebellion system. I'm Endarda, and I'm the GM for this adventure, and I'm using she-they pronouns.
Hi, I'm Henry. I use she-they pronouns, and I'll be playing Isazel on the ship pilot, captain, and disaster lesbian.
For today, this is our crew. We're starting off with Alice and Isazel departing from the gala because Alice is wanting to talk a bit of the past that has come up for now that she sees Isazel, what actually has been going on, trying to find out some information, and it's better to ask that away from all the listening ears of a gala, especially with Norn being so capable in looking over everyone. So, wanting a tiny bit of privacy, Alice has decided to guide Isazel into at least a back corridor for the moment.
Alice, it's great to see you. You look fantastic as you always have.
Well, it does suit to come to one of these things looking your best.
And your best you do. Sorry that I'm just a little thrown off right now. When I saw your name on the manifest on the Krakens, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit surprised. I didn't ever think I'd see you again. It's a big galaxy, and we weren't always the kind of people that were in these circles before.
That's true. I ran into a bit of trouble on Contrum, and a few people from the Kraken were able to help me out. In some interesting fashions, you might say. I was able to do a little bit of close personal negotiations for them. And they came out far, far ahead, especially when dealing with a sticky Imperial. But everything has smoothed itself out now. And now I've been with them for a tiny bit. It might be getting to the point where I need to be moving on.
Moving on, you say? Well, I love to see you coming up on yourself, and it's a good thing to know that you're looking to move on. It is interesting that we all keep running into trouble with the Empire. It's happened last time we saw each other was trouble with the Empire. I just had trouble with the Empire. They just seem to be the source of all the trouble around here lately.
Well, the Empire does seem to be deep into causing trouble. Mostly in that they keep on looking in on people, never allowing people any privacy. Never trusting us to do our own thing.
This is very true. Or just not to let the people that want to live a life worth living. It's the life they want to give you, and nothing else. And it's not that great of a life.
No, not by far.
But it's great to see that you've worked here with the Kraken stuff. I've had a bit of an adventure getting here. It's actually, I raced at one point. That was fun. Oh. Isazel just sitting right there to stop and say, "Oh, that's right. I was a pod racer for a bit."
Oh, that is an impressive thing. Pod racing with human reflexes, that is almost unheard of. I remember a little boy from back a long time ago, but not otherwise. Wonder what ever happened to them.
I wonder too. I actually I started my pod racing career on Tatooine. It's for a short time. Okay, you're not going to believe this. For a short time, I borrowed the same pod racer that boy had used.
Oh, wow.
It was on Tatooine, and the owner needed a racer. And for a couple of races, in order to get a little money in my pocket, I used it. It felt strange. Like there was you could feel the joy, but deep down, you could feel the pain in it.
Hmm.
It really kept me awake during that race. For some reason, some pod racer named Sepulpa really did not like me.
Oh, I find that would be a very interesting race to have seen. I wonder if anyone has holo recordings.
That it has to be somewhere. We could look around later, but
From everything I've seen, you've definitely come into your own at ISR.
oh, you've looked into that.
Well, in certain channels on Contrum, you hear about different things that happen with ISR. Uh, there was that mine near Naboo that was saved by ISR. It sounded like a method that you would have done, skipping a bunch of ships through hyperspace tied together. There's so few people who would think of that.
That was an interesting one. I actually she pulls up her cybernetic arm and she like shows off the diamond gem on it. Like I actually got this little souvenir from there. It was a cracked Nova gem, and well, we didn't want to leave it. We had that for evidence. We thought it had to do with something else, but it ended up just being this gem, the Nova crystal that we brought with us, and well, I kept it. It's a great souvenir. Apparently dangerous to keep on here, but I've never been one to live safe.
So she'll bring up a finger and then just like draw it over the gem. It's like, oh, it even raw like that, you can just feel a little bit of the energy that comes from it. Wow. And the work that went into this, quite a cybersmith, being able to place it in like that. You're very lucky to know whoever it is.
I'm very lucky to be with the person who did this. They've
Oh,
literally become part of me.
so I see.
She stops, looks at like Alice, and she's like, I'm sorry, I did not mean to make this awkward. It just last time I saw you, I didn't get to say goodbye, and now I'm here talking about a new partner, and I'm just the same awkward Isazel I always was.
You're always the overflowing woman that I've known. That between us, it's just us. The little paths that our conversations take, the way that they fold back in on each other, it's just so delicious in how things work.
It's I always felt comfortable speaking to you. Just kind of look at this arm, but this this happened on another planet, another imperial problem, another imperial mess.
It wasn't too long after we heard about that imperial mess that this tournament got put together. And some interesting backing happened. It was what? Murbler Ramesh, I think, was the one trying to put everything together.
He still stops, thinks to herself, and she's like, Ramesh, the hut? That's it's still interesting.
Well, the Ramesh Kajitic has so many different tendrils. Yeah, so many different tendrils out into the underworld. They seem to be wanting to protect their trade routes. And if things like what happened on Lindubraf happen on non-imperial held planets, especially on what seemed like a whim, just it was there, the mining thing happened, and then the entire planet's blockaded.
It's
The amount of instability with that is just unfathomable.
it was created instability. Ken, do you know what happened on Lindebrath? Isazel actually is now just serious looking at her, just like, do you know the truth?
I've heard rumors, I've heard a few descriptions, but nothing actual. I saw one hollow clip of it was from a conspiracy group, and they said the Empire had blown up their own turbo laser factory. It made no sense.
It wasn't on purpose. They were firing on unarmed protesters. They fired too close to our facilities, and then a chain reaction happened that destroyed an entire city. We were originally there just to help with injured protesters and workers, and we came in and were fired upon by the Empire, and we ended up far over our head. I fell off a building. The planet was almost blown to bits because, what was it? Almost 50 massive holders of Darbana gas almost exploded. There was entire cells in there, Imperials blockading it. That disaster was manufactured. It was not a disaster that happened accidentally.
That's unsurprising now. At least why we're here, why they've got those incom people here. This almost makes too much sense. I wonder who's actually in charge of bringing everyone together. It can't just be Morbler.
No, it's something that me and some friends have been noticing. It's so much is happening around the groups fighting or pushing or being pushed down by the Empire. It's almost like everyone's coming together, but we don't know if it's natural, like a star forming, or if something's building something. If we all just have a similar idea, seeing the same pains and the same hurts and the same suppression, and we all just had the same reaction, just it being the reaction to life, surviving, pushing back, or is there more? It's just so much to think about, and I've always been the person at the moment.
Yes, you have. And now, looking at this, how we're both wrapped up in it, it's almost more than we could ever expect. While the two of you have been talking, I'm figuring that the two of them have been sort of wandering these back paths. At this point, have found your way to the turbo lift bank. Like, these are the larger turbo lifts that you could get like an entire Hutball team into, not just the small elevator ones. So more like an industrial elevator as opposed to the small ones. And there's Alice. She just sort of pauses for a moment, looks to you. She sheds the finely tailored jacket that she's been wearing, and like you can see the beautiful sleeves and the vest that she's wearing for the suit over the cummerbund, and she just places both hands on your shoulders, not touching the dress at all. You have really, really come into your own. I can feel a energy coming from you that has never been there before, at least not while I've been around. There's a confidence within you. There's something that's just almost indescribable with how your energy is, how absolutely filled with life you are.
There was always something in me that I was always asked to hide away for my own safety. A part of me that was dangerous to exist, but having a ship, being with ISR, I couldn't hide it anymore. It was too much of a necessity to be the best version of myself I could. And things have changed because of it. But she's like looking around. I can't talk about it here. It's even alone in these halls, it's too dangerous.
Alice will reach into one of the two pockets of the vest. I'm figuring that there's two just to the side and the waist. They'd normally be hidden by the jacket, but they're kind of functional, but to the side, not messing up the lay of the actual vest itself, but just there. And she'll pull out a small circular device. It looks a lot like a little handheld communicator. It has a lot more wires exposed on it. It looks like someone took a small handheld communicator apart and put it back together with like a lot more circuitry in it. And she'll push a button on the side and some twiddly lights will come on. You can hear like a hair of white noise. Oh, in a place like this, you have to expect everyone to be listening in. That's the reason why these things are so handy. Is that all, or?
You still kind of like puts her hand, like starts touching it and like kind of like look at it and goes, these are great for listening devices, cameras, hollow recorders, but they can't block life. They can't block organics. There's other things for that. And she like looks around. Can you not? I'm not saying this in a way that should be misinterpreted, but do you want to go back to my hotel room with me?
Oh, back to your hotel room? The one that you share with that Norin?
Uh, she's like very suddenly is bright red. It's like, I mean, not like that. That would be very nice, but not like that. I have not had that conversation about those permissions and boundaries with others with Norin yet, and she's like very much like blushes. Like, I did not mean for it to come off that way. I meant as a. There's no other organics there. Everyone is here and they're partying.
Of course. Yes, of course. Yes, let's go off to where your cracker cats would lair. Yes, let's go there. And you're right, no one should be around to see whatever indiscretions we get up to.
Even brighter red. Just like I'll press the button for the I'll press the button for the elevator. And she's like she was trying to tap it without looking and has to turn around and press the button because she's like she's weak. It's Alice. She's weak.
The turbolift comes pretty quick, actually. Like, it's a special turbolift shaft for the Hutball teams, so I'm actually expecting one of them to pretty much be there. Just takes a tiny bit of time for the button to be pressed and the door to open. You're able to step on, and this one is room sized. Like it's big enough for, okay, the simple way of putting it is it's big enough for 12 Wookiees to stand in without getting crushed. So yeah, it's definitely of a good size.
She goes into the elevator. She goes goes to the corner where the button is, presses the button, and it goes all the way to the back of it, and just tries to like look at herself into like reflection and just calm down. She's like, "You're a strong girl. You're a strong woman. You know what you're doing."
Yeah, there's Alice pretty much like leaning against a wall, looking at Isazel with her jacket over her arm and looking on with a knowing smile in her eyes. It's like, So, with ISR, you've gone to some very intense places. So why did they send you here? This is a meeting. This is propaganda. Why?
There's a few reasons as she walks back up to the elevator because she realizes she's gonna have to tap her pass to get to her level. It's just like, damn it.
Oh, I was figuring that had happened
Yeah.
as you like push a button, did that, and then retreat to the far corner. I thought that's what happened. Sorry.
No, you're good. I'm just like, I love the dorkiness of just like, she is a mess. She's absolutely a mess. It's just like, there's got a few reasons. First of all, this she holds up her arm. This trauma was recent. It wasn't just me that went through a lot of loss and pain. I lost a crew member. Many of us became injured. There was so much worry and pain. And I won't say it to the rest of my crew, but we mostly failed that mission. We helped who we could, helped the many we could, but at the end of the day, that planet was blockaded, and we couldn't do anything. Part of us being here is we needed a blue milk run. She smiles. It's just like, that's part of why we went. The other part, we've shown ourselves to be something unique in ISR. Norn, myself, Ghidra, my whole crew, we get people moving. Our talent isn't just in the getting the job done and getting out. Our talent is in convincing others that they should move and do. The tethering of ships to get them jumping to hyperspace only worked because we got as many members of that could get up of all those crews to get together, to work together, to help push those ships. If I did not have all their help, it would not have helped. The colonists that we helped get out of trapped in a gas giant, and then the automaton cult that we ended up teaming them up with only worked out because we got convinced them to get together and work together and go. And then even on Lindubroth, it was all of us convincing the people of Lindubroth to fight together, to work together. That gave us even a chance, the smallest chance to help them, to hopefully start the spark that can free them. And they have not said directly, but I have a good feeling that is why my crew was chosen for this. There's something about the people I have around me. It sparks people. It makes them want to do something.
That is good people to be around. That is a very rare group of people that can spark others into action. Have you been blindly going from mission to mission, or has there been anything drawing you?
I go where I'm needed with ISR. Though I have had moments where I decided my own missions to go on. And in those times, well, there are some ships that they won't notice disappear for a few days at a time.
You have a talent for that, don't you? Having large items like ships and speeders and that going missing?
As long as you put them back where they were and then you erase where you went, no one's the wiser.
That is always the trick, isn't it? Making sure that you don't get caught. Or at least that it's noticed when nothing else can be done about it. Those sorts of situations just taste so succulent.
They are, and many times those moments provide some of the most interesting stories.
Hmm. Oh, I can imagine. Oh, I know from some of the ones that I've found. I mean, having a interesting time with a Imperial spaceport manager does lead to its own interesting stories, though they might be a bit on the sordid side for most audiences.
This is very true.
Everyone did leave very, very pleased. And she'll just smile very knowingly to you.
Looks like I wasn't the only one having adventures in the galaxy in these last 5 years.
Oh, no. Mine weren't quite as out in front as yours seems to have been, at least recently. You've definitely found a way to be in the spotlight in a way that is befitting you. I'm one who needs to be in the shadows. The bright lights just cause me to wither.
I mean, shadows are their own spotlight if we know that you're always there.
Oh yes, they most certainly can be. They definitely show off in their own fashion. There's always a particular group who is there in the shadows, participating, lurking, seeing what's actually there. The seedy underside of the glossed and chromed upper world, finding our own power, finding our own needs, making our own interesting deals.
Those of us in the spotlight need to keep going in the spotlight.
Hmm. It is those rare occasions where the spotlight of both sides come together and must work together. And that seems to be where we have found ourselves.
He said, just looks at Alice. Like, I very much have missed being around you. Because you get it. You understand. So much of this, there's so much that goes into it. And as it all starts to reveal itself, have you had a moment where you realize it's part of a bigger plan than you ever imagined?
Yes, a plan that no individual person can see the totality of. It becomes something awe-inspiring when you realize that you're a part of it. And then when you see some of the pieces that you are traveling with at the time, and if you're lucky enough to see them again, as we are today.
By this point, Isazel has gotten far too close to Alice, where she just kind of stops and goes, she like backs off. She's like, I need to have that conversation first before I do anything.
And that's when the floor, like, this apparently is the slowest elevator on the planet. And this is when the door opens. Like the bing. Whoosh.
Isa kind of walks in, just like, dude, would you like a drink? And she immediately just like kind of like rushes herself to the bar.
Oh. Thinking about what you had just said, do you know if they have the stuff to make a Tatooine sunburn? It's been for ages since I've had one of those.
We do actually. Hold on, I'll make two of those first right now. And you know what? She kind of like goes up as she's like getting to the bar. She taps on a data pad nearby. They like turn on some music. It's just like some nice, smooth music that you could dance to, but also drink to. Accidentally dims the lights a little and just goes, we're just going to ignore. We're gonna ignore that. I'm gonna make the drink. You make yourself comfortable. Bright Red runs over to the bar.
Alice will slowly walk over. It almost feels like she's playing with prey with how she's walking. Like it's very much like the hip sway is there. She's smiling. She's watching everything that you're doing. she's not being subtle at all, but also she understands how distracted you are, how sort of in your own head. So she's more playing for herself as opposed to anyone else.
Isazel, fully distracted with herself, distract herself with the drinks is right there. So I haven't made a Tatooine sunrise since my last race on Tatooine. It was good times. Just kind of like poured it through. Is there any kind of? No, I'm just gonna leave the music on. I'm thinking too much. Isazel, you're thinking too much. Just like poured the drinks, turns around, sees Alice closer than expecting, goes, here you go to a shadowy future, because that's what we've always created.
So it is. And we'll clink the glass. Okay, now the GM in me is deciding to rear her head, and okay, I actually do want to get a resilience check from you. I mean, on the other hand, it is a Tatooine sunrise. It's like taking a double. Oh wow, that's Canadian. But like it's like a 4-shot of whiskey or whatnot. Like it's a big drink. So yeah, I'm figuring that it's going to be a 1 red. Actually, no, I'm just gonna go ahead and it's gonna be a 2 red drink.
That works.
If you want to use the equivalent of a force point, because we don't really have a destiny pool for this episode, just go ahead.
No, instead I'm gonna give myself a setback because she's taking the whole drink down. She is.
All right.
Like I'm going the other direction on this one. She doesn't deserve it. Let's make this easier. Alrighty. 2 failures.
Considering how much threat was rolled on that, I'm impressed it's only 2 failures. Like, okay, so Isazel's definitely tipsy from this. Maybe not completely pass out, but definitely in the drunk range of things, for sure.
Which is perfect for this next decision where she kind of like, she takes the drink down. Like, I'm assuming Alice probably like sips it and kind of like is watching Isazel as Isazel just downs the whole drink and puts it down and is going, okay. She's like kind of like swaying a bit and she's like, oh, I like this song. Alice, would you like to have a dance for like old times?
For old times with you? Absolutely, my pilot.
She like smiles all happy. I'm just like, yes, okay, cool. So I actually want to make can I make a coordination check for dancing?
Okay, absolutely. I mean, that makes perfect sense for a skill. The basic dancing for this is actually just going to be would normally be an average, just like a 2 purple thing. But on account of the level of intoxication, I'm going to go with it being a 1 red, 1 purple. Perfect. And yeah, I'll give you a boost for also having Alice there to, like, at the very least, help hold you up in case drunk feet happen or something.
Alright, so I think this might be the first time it's actually getting used in-game, which is so hilarious. She's going to use her enhanced force power to roll her force dice with this to kind of like help keep herself on her feet. So now she have Alice helping her, but she's also pulling from the force to do this, which can be interesting.
It's an interesting roll.
Just 2 success, and you know what? I'll make it 4 success altogether because might as well. Like she had 2 light side force pits. We're gonna ignore the hesitation of the single dark side force pit that came with that. And she's having a very nice dance with Alice. But one of those things where it's just like, there are moments where it seems almost supernatural the way she moves. Like, she's drunk, yet she moves and flows like a river flowing through the mountains. It's like one of those, like, she shouldn't be moving like this kind of moments.
I mean, being drunk, being in this sort of a situation almost makes the inhibitions, anything that would get in the way just sort of fades away. And there the two of you are, dancing.
As Isazel's dancing with Alice, enjoying the moment, getting too close and too comfortable with a little bit too much alcohol in her, she kind of like has that moment where she's in Alice's arms and she's looking at Alice like, when I left, when I was sent off the ship, there was a reason my mother sent me off, and we couldn't tell you why. And it's always hurt me that I couldn't tell you, that I just had to leave, and I hurt you to do that, and that was not right of me, but I owe you my honesty. You saved me back then so many times. You showed me so much. It's only fair that I tell you the truth. But I can't say it out loud. I can't just say it. It's even with your gadget, even by ourselves in here, it would be so dangerous to say it. She said, I'm gonna roll 2 force pips real quick. Do you know what? I'm gonna give her just like a bunch of strain. Just a bunch of strain. Because she got 3 dark side pips, so we're just gonna... She's gonna use up all that strain for this.
Okay, perfect.
Because she is going to activate her force power, and she's gonna like feel a darkness around her. She doesn't make sense of it. She doesn't know why she's feeling. She thought this was a good moment, but she's ignoring it to also like increase its power and kind of just like lift Alice up as they're dancing. Like not touching her, just like lifting her up and spinning around with her and then putting her back down. And just like, there's more about me than you ever knew. And anyone ever knew. But that puts me in danger. It's anyone who knows me in danger. And when you don't know that this is within me, you can protect yourself. I feel like you deserve to know because of that we were together for so long, and then I left and hurt you. I'm sorry, Alice, for back then, but maybe things can change from this point.
Oh, things have absolutely changed with this. You've changed from someone who has been such a sweet and flowing sort, almost as a syrup. And now you have become something far, far more elegant, someone who is far, far more savory in how you act and how you are. It definitely feels like your soup has reached its point where it should be. What a wonderful appetizer for my meal later. She will smile at you, just sort of looking extremely intense as the two of you dance, though with the way that she's acting, it's sort of like the end of a dance. And she's looking deep into your eyes. I am wanting to get a discipline check.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
It is going to be a discipline check going against 2 red and a purple.
This is gonna be great. Okay. I was gonna use my power, one of my talent tree powers for Force Emergent, which lets Touch of Fate. Lets me add 2 boosts to any one check in a session. But can I also argue to give myself 2 setback? Because this is by far like her, like, she's probably had dreams about this, and I just want to balance it out. I'm just like, I don't want her to be that
I love
easy.
that, yeah. I totally do love that.
So, a yellow, a green, 2 blues, 2 setbacks, 2 boosts, 2 setbacks, 2 reds, a purple. I want this to be a big roll. Let's see what we get. All those dice.
You are kidding me.
1 failure.
All those dice.
Isazel goes for the kiss.
Isazel goes in for the kiss. Alice is 100% there to meet it. I'm really figuring that Isazel's perception of everything just necks down into that kiss. Necks down into Alice, her lips, her touch, her arms, and that's it. Like, it doesn't matter what is going on outside. There could be fires, explosions, a giant Rancor clown troop, nothing. It's just Isazel and Alice.
Isazel's just accepting that kiss. She's fully going into it of just like, as the kiss starts waning off, as her perception of literally everything starts to disappear and things are starting to go dark, and she really isn't feeling anything else of the world. Almost like she's drifting back off into that river. She just has one last thought, and that's just like, how am I going to explain this to Norin? As it just goes black for her.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Heroes of the Hydian Way. You can find show updates at linktree/The Hydian Way, and you can find me on the socials at Deuterium Ice.
You can find me, Henry, everywhere as at SimDisorder, SYM Disorder.
And we are all at thehydianway.com, where you can find previous episodes and previous seasons.
You can find more episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube Music. Plus, you can help us out by rating, reviewing, and subscribing.
You can holocom us at heroes@thehydianway.com, and you can find merch at tpublic.com/user/thehydianway.
If you like what we do and want to support the show, you can with a CAF Crew subscription at ko-fi.com/thehydianway.